the way this movie ends, it does so in such a way that you could very easily see that there was a different original ending.
I listened to the thing that Doomcock said was I thought it was awful. I thought if they do that, they've just killed that franchise. They're literally just giving her Indy's lines and storylines. It felt weird. And this happens throughout the film, that she has this storied past that's just like Indy. You could probably review the movie without having seen it, but I strongly recommend you see it. There's a scene, I'll just mention a specific scene. There's a scene where Indy and Helena, they're in Morocco, and a guy, they're being chased by people in the CIA, all related to the Dial of Destiny, led by Jürgen Voller. And, Helena runs into a guy dressed in his pajamas out in public, wearing a jacket, but he's got a machete. And she says, "Oh, hey, Raheem, sorry about the other night. Ha ha ha." And she's sort of doing this song and dance. He's after her. That's the kind of thing that Indiana Jones would have done. They're literally just giving her Indy's lines and storylines. It felt weird. And this happens throughout the film, that she has this storied past that's just like Indy.
All right. Well, that takes me to exactly what I want to ask both of you about, Chris and Script.
Yeah.
There were rumors and leaks that had a different ending for this film. Now, we know that the other leaks were absolutely accurate. Maybe they were not in the same order that we see in the movie, but they were accurate and thematically accurate. But the ending is not. And at the same time, the way this movie ends, it does so in such a way that you could very easily see that there was a different original ending.
Correct.
Because anytime you have a hard cut to an ending, you can go anywhere with that. And I'm curious. I would love to know this answer. I don't know it yet, and I'm working to find out. I would love to know when Karen Allen was brought on, because I think that would get us to a closer understanding of John Williams and his statement that they had to recompose the ending, and then that created all this kerfuffle online about is he senile, is he telling the truth, did he speak out of turn, etc. I'm just curious what you guys think. Do you believe that they reshot that ending to try to make this movie more palatable? Do you think that originally this character took on Indy's persona?
I don't know. I don't know if they reshot it, but I'll say this. They could have easily done it, because it does that cut to black, wake up, and it's like Dorothy waking up at the end of Wizard of Oz. Indy's back in his apartment. He's injured. I mean, he's shot in the chest for the last third of the movie, which is bizarre. So
yeah, Chris, you had some specific comments earlier on with your review on this, that you felt like when you got to the end that you could see where they had kind of tampered with things and done some reshoots, because certain things could have gone any way at that point.
They could have done that. Yeah. So it's this sort of feels like a tacked on ending where Indy has a reconciliation with Marion, which is actually like one of the best scenes in the movie, is that reconciliation, because it's a callback to an earlier scene. I thought it was, and also wow, Karen Allen, there she is, I mean, they're both old, but there they are. It was really good. That part was good, but Helena's there, and they make it very clear Helena is off on another adventure, and she's running and going with Teddy, and they're going to go off somewhere to do another adventure, and Indy's at home recovering. It felt weird, man. Felt really weird.
I don't know. Maybe Sling TV could hire out a show for her.
No, of course not. She's working on something else. I get where you're going there, Pro.
I'm trying to think where they would actually take her at this point.
I'm trying to figure out, within regards to Chris's review, because I've heard it in detail, how do they get back from the past?
It's just cut to black.
That's a big problem.
Because I started thinking about that when we were talking during the FilmThreat live stream, and it was me and Paulie from Latino Slant and Dante James from Verbal Riot Show. We all went to see it because we get a +1. I always try to just bring other people I like to hang out with, and we were all talking about it. There's no explanation. It's literally they're back in 200 BC Rome. and it's in the middle of this battle. They have one plane. How does she knocks Indy unconscious? So she puts him in the plane. They go back to the present. She somehow takes his body, comatose, back to the apartment in.
It was a hard punch, clearly.
And first of all, she punches him. It definitely feels that way because you're punching a guy that's injured, that's has a chest wound, that's like an older gentleman, and that's gonna help him.
It sounds like a perfect metaphor. This is a perfect metaphor that they completely didn't intend to do.
It's bad. And if that was the original ending, because I read this, or I listened to the thing that Doomcock said was I thought it was awful. I thought if they do that, they've just killed that franchise. But you could see that it could have gone that way. It would be very easy that there's a cut of the movie where what was said in those original leaks happened. I think it could have been so, but they did this sort of. He just doesn't. If you start to think about it for 5 seconds, it makes no sense. So he just wakes up in his bed. How did they get his body there? Did they take him to the hospital? He was in a coma this entire time. It's just so.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge jumped in the Captain America molecular acceleration chamber and became as strong as Steve Rogers, and then picked him up because she'll be the next. Look, I'll just say it now. This is how Disney works. Chris, script, tell me I'm wrong. Phoebe Waller-Bridge will be in a Marvel movie within 2 to 3 years.
Probably, if her Lara Croft thing falls through, which is most likely going to be the case over at Amazon, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know who the hell's doing it now.
She's apparently going to be working on Lara Croft Tomb Raider series.
They may have serious reservations about that now.
Melanie Mack will be thrilled for that.
Oh my God, I can't wait to talk to other people about Indiana Jones. It's going to be. That conversation is going to be really interesting. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to create another conversation about Kathleen Kennedy. Now I think it'll be okay for the mainstream media to say she may have made some bad choices, And
you think
she chose poorly. I think it's going to begin that conversation. It really will. That's my final thought, is just wait until Indy 5. There's going to be conversations will be had. And I don't know. Box office, I couldn't predict on that. I mean, I can usually tell when something's going to bomb or something's going to do well. That one, I have no idea, because just because a movie is bad doesn't mean a lot of people aren't going to go see it.
Renegade.